Hi friends, and welcome back to my kitchen. Paula here. Today I have a yummy dessert planned. It is New York style crumb cake, and I'd say it's probably in the top 10 of my hubby's favorite things to eat. It has less cake than crumb. These are monster style crumbs on top of it. Very easy to make, and within 30 minutes, you have an awesome dessert that's delicious with coffee in the morning, coffee in the evening, coffee in the afternoon, whenever you want it. So let's get our ingredients together and we'll get started right now. So first things first, my pan with my ever-loving parchment inside. I sprayed it, put the parchment in, and then sprayed it again because I just love parchment and I don't like having to worry about if it is or isn't going to stick. So that's my parchment obsession. Next up, this is a combination of two different recipes, one for the crumb and one for the cake. So I will put the complete recipe in the description box. And the first thing up for the cake that we're doing is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, you have a choice of an 8x8 pan for thicker cake or a 9x13 pan for thinner cake. I choose the thinner cake because it would help if I was paying attention. 1/2 cup. I choose the thinner cake because we like less cake and more crumb. Okay, so you got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Then you want 1/2 cup of sugar and I'm not using my mixer. Sometimes just whisking and a spatula is more than sufficient. Okay, 1/2 cup of sugar. You're going to have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Let me just make sure I'm here just moving along and hoping that you all can see what's happening. Alrighty. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I just use kosher salt, which by the way, I had run out of and kept forgetting to get, so I just happened to look on Amazon because I was ordering stuff. 1/2 teaspoon kosher salt. And the 3-pound box was $12, and in my grocery store was $3 and change. What in the world is up with that? Okay, so these are your dries, and you just combine it. Nice. Oh, you know what? You can use milk or buttermilk. I prefer buttermilk all the time, but I use the powdered. So let me get, you're going to use 1/2 cup of buttermilk. So 1/2 cup is 2 tablespoons of the dry. That's 1, 2. That that goes in with the dry. The liquid, the half a cup of water, obviously will go in with the wets. And you just get that together. Then you're going to need, obviously, your half a cup of water for the buttermilk. And you add to that, well, it calls for canola, but I'm just using vegetable. That's fine. It is 2 tablespoons of either canola or vegetable. That's 1, 2, and 1 large egg. Open a new vanilla. This is my last vanilla, and then I'm going to make vanilla. And it's 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That's 1. Let's see. I'm just going to, goodbye. A little bit more vanilla, never hurt anyone. Okay, so obviously once you have all your wets together, you want to get them blended. And into your flour mixture it goes. Use the spatula to get it all out. Let's make sure you can see what's going on. I'm just gonna lightly with this, and then I'm going to use my spatula because I don't want it aerated. So good. Then again, maybe I won't be using my spatula because it's really in there and I don't want to lose any of it. And it's really not whisking it. It's just blending it nicely. Yes, it's thick. And yes, it will cover the pan. That's lovely. That's my husband's phone. What a lovely little ring. Okay. We want to get it all out. That's, oops, his brother calling him back on the phone. All right, I'm going to just put that there. And we're going to add this. I'm also going to use a spoon to help spread it. Do it this way. This way you can see better. Good. This is just such a, it has such a nice taste, this cake. But the crumbs are, of course, the star of the show. You have no idea how that piece of batter on my finger is driving me crazy. Because I can't stand that stuff. Okay. Now we're going to get off of there. You need to be in there. Okay. I gotta wash my hands because I don't want that. Alright. And you just, of course you gotta hold the parchment, otherwise it's gonna fly. But you spread it. And it'll go, I promise. I've made it a ton of times. Did I say you're preheating your oven to 350? So make sure that's going too. And I have it on convection. I just find convection is just a better way to bake. I like it better. So if you do have a convection oven, go ahead and do that. And know that in convection, it does tend to bake a little faster. So it's at 350. You need to just maybe take 5 minutes off the baking time and check it for it being done. You see that? It's coming in there. You're working that batter. It's a thick batter. Just have patience, take your time, pretend you're painting. Needless to say, I can be impatient with things like this, but that's just my nature. And it goes. And now you have it spread nice and evenly in the pan. And we're going to start prepping our, let's make sure you can see it pretty. We're going to start prepping for our crumb topping. We'll be right back. Next up is that heavenly crumb topping. You need a cup of butter melted. So I'm going to cut this butter up so that it melts a little faster. Put it in this measuring cup and get it in the microwave to get it melted. And I'm just using salted. You could use unsalted. Just add extra salt, and you could find the ratio for that online. I want to say, I'm not, you know what, I don't want to say because I can't remember how much salt to add when doing that. Okay, I'm going to pop this in the microwave real quick. And we're going to put, and I want you in here, 2½ cups of flour. Again, all purpose. flour you need. It is 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. So that's 1. This is the 1/2 cup, so I'm just gonna go to 1/2 instead of dirty another cup. And a cup of firmly packed brown sugar. It calls for dark, but I never buy dark. I just use light. And I have 1 more bag of light, and then I'm also going to start making my own powdered brown sugar. Okay, firmly packed. Yes, I have to wash my hands again. And I'm going to check my butter if it's melted. Almost. Let's give it 30 seconds. I do it in increments because I don't want it spilling out all over. You're going to need cinnamon. And it's a teaspoon of cinnamon. There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to use my fork just to get it combined. You're going to be pouring the butter on top of that. I want to get down a little more. Zoomed in. It smells like heaven. Take my rings off and I will get the butter. Holy moly, those strawberries. I bought strawberries. They smell divine. And just put this over and mix it in there. Get it combined nicely. You want it crumbly, so really get that going around. See how it starts to form? It's very thick that you could mold with it, and that's what you're looking for. I promise you, this is quite the dessert. You are going to love it. All right, that's good. Now I will bring over the cake pan. I want to make sure you see this. All right. I will put the crumb in the back, and I will show you how this is done. It is so easy. You get a handful, squish it, place it on. Handful, squish it, place it on. On it goes. Squish on. down just a bit. There we go. But you see how when you squeeze it, and that's, you want a good squeeze, and just go all around your pan. Believe it or not, I can't squeeze my hands like I used to. I don't know if it's arthritis, but my middle fingers get stuck. And sometimes I have to manually unstick them. So I can't really make a closed fist anymore because they're very tight. And it's not a lot of fun. And you just go around your cake. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this, and when it's all covered, we'll come back. We've got it all loaded up. I'm gonna zoom you in a bit. What I do is, with the remaining little bit of crumb that's left, I just sprinkle it around, and then you press your crumb into the cake, into the batter. You press it. I can't even see, but I think you're seeing it. And now we're going to put it in the oven, 350, for this size dish, 30 to 40 minutes. I'm going to give it 25 and check it because my oven cooks at nuclear level. So I'm going to check it at 25, and if it's done, we're going to look at a lovely crumb cake. Friends, we're back with this beautiful crumb cake. Hubby is going to be surprised. He has no idea I made it. And now for the pièce de résistance of crumb cake finishes. Powdered sugar all over the top. Now, you don't have to do this, but why wouldn't you? And of course, how much you put is totally up to you, but we like our crumb cake covered in powdered sugar. Look at that. Just look at that. And it is still hot. I cooked it 28 minutes. At 20 minutes, I rotated it, gave it another 5, then instead of having it widthwise, did it lengthwise for another 3 minutes, and there you have it. When hubby comes down, we'll cut it. So get ready. The cake has been cut. Look at the crumb. And the cake is so soft that you can feel the moistness. But that crumb is in there. It just looks divine. Like I said, cup of coffee, and you have yourself a delicious dessert. Thanks for watching, and I will put the recipe in the description box.